Hello everyone and welcome to round 3 of the ARL F1 2012 Season 6. It's China. My name's Matthew Gallagher and joining me once again is Ryan Littlemore.
Pleasure to be here, Matt, thank you, and hopefully we'll have an exciting race here at the Shanghai International Circuit.
Unfortunately we haven't got that many angles or T-cam views for you today. Unfortunately recordings failed and lots of people just decided not to record. So hopefully we'll make it as entertaining as possible. But anyway, Season 5 podiums, we had Noble299 taking the victory from Raven in second place, Cody RBII, and third was Big Shot player GR. Noble took pole position, will he take it again? Let's find out.
So the qualifying comparison for China, we've got Noble on the left with a 32.3 taking pole, Fissifan on the right with a 33.3 taking 13th, just 1 second between them. But that's the difference between the front row and the 7th row of the grid. Let's see how the differences were made on these laps. Noble giving a much tighter line towards the curb through turn 1 and then through turn 2. Both drivers hitting the apex nicely, not letting the car run too wide, as all you end up doing is lengthening the track, which will cost you time through this first sector. As I approach the braking marker now, the 100 metre board hard on the brakes. Fissy just a couple of tenths down, but as we pause it at the apex you can see they're pretty much identical, but Noble on the power at this point whilst Fissy is still waiting for his front end of the Marussia to grip. Noble on the curves, Fissy deciding not to use his curves out of that corner as they come through this fast flat out left hander and then down a couple of gears through this right hander, hugging the apex nicely on the right and then taking a nice wide line through this double left to open the corner and carry as much speed through that as possible. Getting on the DRS as early as you can, trying to make up as much time as they come towards at the end of the second sector, and as we pause it at this left-hander you can see the difference is much bigger at this point of the circuit. Now coming through this right-hander, the long banked right-hander onto the massive back straight, just waiting for the rear end to feel planted before deploying your curves and opening up your DRS, as you now got all the time in the world to think about the braking point for this penultimate corner. Both of them coming up towards the same top speed, so just this braking will make the difference for this penultimate corner. Around the 150 metre board, maybe a bit later if you're feeling brave, but very easy to lock up and throw the lap away, but they both managed to hit the apex nicely. As they now come towards the final corner, they'll be taking it in third gear, not letting the car run out too wide, and that is the difference between the front row of the grid and the 7th row of the grid, separated by just 1 second.
Many thanks Hijax for that qualifying comparison there. So we can see Noble is on pole position with a 1:32.340 on the soft tyre, with his arch rival Tyranno Tigger in second, just 2 tenths behind Noble, with xMattyG, his teammate, in third, with Big Shot player in fourth. Mazy CZ with a very impressive 5th place for him, with a 6th place with Raven in the Williams, 6 tenths behind. Randy McScrandy and Richie C are in 7th and 8th, with TRL Limitless and iProX Cullum in 9th and 10th, with RAL X360 in the Marussia in 11th, with the Contadins in 12th, Fizzifan 91 in 13th with just a second covering the top 13 there. LC Speed Demon is in 14th with ACR Jordan 15th, and in 16th place we have Trace Manchester in the McLaren completing the field. He's 1.784 off the lead, but we are in for a cracking 28 laps around the Shanghai International Circuit. Let's head out onto the track.
It's round 3. The weather is clear once again. It's xMattyG and Ryan83 commentating, and this promises to be another action-packed race, Ryan.
It will. As you can see, there is an empty spot on the grid. We think Ryan83 disconnected, so that's not a good start for him. As Matt, you're going to take us through the start here.
Yes, I am indeed. We've got 5 lights, and they're out, and away we go. Mazy CZ getting a decent start on Big Shot. It looks like everyone's pretty much line astern at the moment. Now let's have Randy and Cody RBII got very close indeed. Cody RBII's hit Mazy. Now Cody's gone round. Ricky C then gets a corner cut for some reason, but Cody is facing the wrong way, Ryan.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of like, oh, and Fizzy's, oh, there's contact galore here. We have to check the replays on that, and Cody has left the session already. He will not be a happy bunny at this point.
Unbelievable. Cody RBII causes an absolute pile-up and then leaves the race. I don't think Mazy and Fizzy are going to be very happy with that. Do you think, Ryan?
I don't think so. We'll have to check the replays back, as we always have to do. We always want different angles to see what caused the incident. But we're on board with Ricky, who's really benefited from that big time. He's up into 5th place. And so is iProX Cullum. He's up to 6th as well. But the leaders are slightly pulling away. It looks like Noble and Tigger have got a lead, I think, up towards this pack in front of is it of xMattyG in front of Big Shot?
No, I don't think that's correct at all. I think Noble is getting away and Tigger is getting absolutely harassed by xMattyG. Noble's trying to make the gap already. It looks like he's almost got a second even after the first lap. So Noble is looking good to maybe get out of the DRS zone and pull away and just win again, really. That's what Noble's done the last 2 races. As Ricky gets his tyre onto the grass, has he going to be able to stop? I think he's run a little bit wide, but he's managed to stop there. And now it looks like Contadins is going round.
Yeah, I think he got tapped from behind from ACR Jordan, his teammate. You don't really want to see that. Teammates colliding with each other. And it looks like Fizzy and LC have benefited from it, and Fizzy's up to 13th, trying to get back. As we've got a replay of the start, and it looks like Cody just went into the side of Mazy, it looked like, and then a bit of lag there as well. It looked like we're on board with the contadins, as he's going to see the second part of this incident. Oh, maybe not. As it looks like, yeah, I think there's a bit of lag there. Lag bubble, probably, not 100% sure. As we go look back for me, oh yeah.
I don't think we can blame it all on lag bubble there, Ryan. I think that's just literally too many cars into one corner. Cody's gone steaming up the inside, maybe with a bit of contact from Randy going into turn 1. Mazy's then run wide, rejoined and hit straight into the side of Cody, and then Cody's hit into the side of Fizzy. No, I don't think there's any lag there, Ryan. I think that was just poor driving.
Yeah, we're back on board with Ricky, and he's really under pressure from Randy, as Randy's going to go down the inside, but Ricky has the inside line for the next corner, which is probably iconic about this track, as if you go on the outside of turn 1, you have the advantage going into the next corner, as it will be the inside line. But Randy's not giving up. He's going to try and go on the outside, and he has. It looked like Ricky kind of let him through, I think, there. Just broke a bit too early, I thought, for that corner.
Yeah, he definitely did break very early for that corner there, and Randy just went steaming past and said, thank you very much, I'll take that 5th place. As we're now on board with ACR Jordan, who's had a bit of a lag spike and just gifted TraceMe92 9th place there. So I think Trace will be very happy with that had happened to Jordan.
Yeah, he does, and to be fair, ACR Jordan, he's doing well, 10th place, he's on course for a point, but it's only lap 2, so anything can happen. You've got Mazy behind as well, who is most likely to be up there, as he did qualify in 5th place, which is his best qualifying performance of the season so far. But Ricky, though, is still in a chance of catching up to Randy. He's only 6 tenths behind, so on this back straight, I think it's one of the longest on the calendar, but he's using the rest of his curves, and it looks like, is he catching him up? But we've got action behind. I think Limitless has just got past iPro Callum down this back straight up into 7th place. But yeah, Ricky, what do you think about Ricky? Do you think he has a chance of getting past Randy?
Well, I think Randy's got the pace on Ricky, if I'm honest, but he is keeping with him pretty nicely indeed, as we've now joined on board with Noble 2909, the race leader, who has 1.5 seconds on Tyranno Tigger, and it's only the start of lap 3, as it looks like the Constance is looking around the outside of Fizzy Fan into the last corner. Surely he won't be able to make that stick. No, Fizzy keeps it nicely as Noble sets the fastest lap of a 37.1. He is racing very hard as Randy has gone, is that Randy? Yeah, it was Randy that's gone wide straight off at turn 1 and gifted Ricky C back 5th place.
Yeah, as it looks like Ricky is under pressure now from ARL Limitless, who's really going up the field after he had quite an average qualifying for him. He is in the Sauber, he is one of the most powerful cars on the game in a straight line, and he will benefit a lot on that long back straight coming towards that hairpin. As we're going to go jump back on board with Ricky, as we've just gone to towards the end of the lap, and obviously DRS is enabled as we're on to lap 3, and it looks like Ricky's gone wide, he's made a mistake and he's gone off, gifting Limitless 5th place.
I don't think that was a mistake there, Ryan. It looked like, well, from what I saw, that Limitless actually gave him a bit of a nudge into the hairpin. I'm not too sure if you saw that, but it did seem like he took too much. Well, it seemed like he broke for the corner and then he just gained a bit of speed.
No, it could be anything on that.
It could be anything, but we're commentators, Ryan, and we're supposed to discuss this. So I don't have the audio on, unfortunately, but I think that Limitless gave him a bit of a nudge. But anyway, Limitless has kept 5th place. He's decided he didn't hit Ricky. And it looks like Tigger is that Tigger? That is his teammate is now off on the track, and he's now down to 5th place. And it looks like xMattyG is just in front as well. It seems like there may have been a collision between the pair of them.
Yeah, and Randy's gone down the inside of Ricky, and they're side by side coming up towards this long left-hander. Oh, they're going to play. Yeah, they are. They're playing nicely. Still side by side. This is great to see. And looks like Matt gave back the place to Tigger, it looks like. And Limitless has benefited. He's jumped 2 places. He's in the podium spot, Matt.
Yeah, it's worked out well for Limitless. Unfortunately for xMattyG and Tigger, there was a bit of a lag crash. Unfortunately, xMattyG's footage was corrupted after this race. It may seem convenient, but that is actually the case. And Tigger, I don't think, actually recorded himself. So we don't have any front action footage apart from Noble, who, as you can see on the minimap there, probably has a good 4 or 5 second lead now. So he's looking very good. And it's only the start, well, it's coming towards the end of lap 4, as we now have Trace92 having a look at Ricky, but Ricky's used rest of his curves and actually pulled away from Trace. And now he's looking up the inside of Callum going into the hairpin. Surely he's going to make this move stick as long as he doesn't outbrake himself. Oh, he hits that apex beautifully as Randy now loses the back end. And there's cars everywhere, Ryan.
Yeah, lots of cars, different switching. The director's having problems picking which one to look at. But Ricky, we're back on board. Ricky is still behind Randy, and Trace92 is up into 8th place. But I was just watching that on the back straight with Callum. I think he's got a very short gearbox, because looking at comparison to Ricky, he gained so much time on that back straight. He got someone off. Is that Tigger? It is. And Limitless as well is just backing off. I wonder if they've made contact, and Tigger's lost the back end of it. And he's going to lose even more places. And Jordan's up into 9th place. What happened there?
Oh dear, I think... Well, I know that TRL Limitless and Tigger had an incident into that turn 1 as Callum then hits the back of Limitless, which has meant Jordan is now side by side with Limitless going into this left-hander, but yeah, he hasn't got as much speed as Limitless. But anyway, yeah, I think there was a crash with Tigger and Limitless into turn 1, 2, and then TRL tried to let Tyranno Tigger back through, and then Tigger made a mistake coming out of turn 2 in the traction zones and spun straight into the wall.
Nah, yeah, we'll go replay it. Yeah, contadins, is he going to go down the inside of Fizzy, looks like? Could it be an overtake? Still, Fizzy's staying to that outside line, which will benefit him into the next corner. But contadins gets it done. That's a good move there from contadins. He's up into 12th place, but can Fizzy counter that? As we saw, Tigger's just gone into the wall on the left-hand side. I think he's lost his wing, but we have to see when he comes into the pit lane from our pit lane reporter, Jody Mills, at some point during this race, as it looks like Ricky's going to get past Randy, back up to 4th place, and he's having an excellent race so far, Ricky is. And overall, so far, apart from his mishaps in Australia, Matt, Ricky's done pretty well.
Yeah, he had a terrible first race, Ricky, in Australia, crashing into Randy and causing Randy to lose his front wing as Randy's steamed back past Ricky. I think Randy thinks he has got the pace on Ricky round here, and so he just didn't want to sit behind him for the rest of the lap until DRS, and he's now trying to push on and try and catch xMattyG in 3rd place. But as you can see, for the lead, there really is no challenge at the moment, with Noble steaming away with incidents down the field.
Yeah, we're back on board with the Constance, who is coming towards LC Speed Demon, who's... You haven't really talked about LC this race so far, but we're going to jump back on board with Jordan, as he's got 2 cars in front. It's Limitless and Trace92, and it looks like DRS will prevail. And there's a bit of a lag there, and the drivers were warned pre-race about the lag, which happens on that back straight between all the cars, so they've got to be really careful coming to this hairpin, as they don't want to cause an incident. But as we just saw there, the power of the Sauber online prevails, and it looks like their Constance has got past LC again and is up into, I think that was 11th place. Lots of action going on, Matt. This is what we like to see in the ARL.
Yeah, lots of action, and I can't actually see because my video's frozen, so you're going to have to carry on for a second, Ryan.
Yeah, as we're going to be on board with Fizzy Fan, who's coming towards turn 1. He's just set a new PB of 37.9, and he's got LC and the Constance in front as they're coming towards turn number 2, I think, or 3. As LC goes wide, that's not the line you want to take, and Fizzy's used about 1/3 of his curves, I think, coming towards the hairpin. He's lost 2 attempts in that first sector. You don't really want to lose time in that first sector, as it's probably one of the key corners to get right on this circuit.
Ryan, can you let me know where we are at the moment?
Yeah, we're coming towards 14:23.
Okay, tell me when it's 14:30.
Yeah, as we're coming towards, it looks like ACR Jordan's got past Trace92, and Matt, take us through it now.
So Jordan is now coming. I am back. I'm sorry about that little technical glitch, everyone. He's now coming onto the back straight, and it looks like, is that Trace92 has now gone up the inside of Jordan, and it looks like he's got the move done as well as having DRS, so he will be safe from Jordan coming down the straight, as we now have Mazy CZ and ARL X Callum, the 2 teammates, going down the straight. And it looks like no, Callum won't have DRS, so it looks like Mazy's going to go steaming up the inside now towards the hairpin, Ryan.
Yeah, and will Mazy get it done? It looks like he will, getting that nice line. Oh, look, been a bit too wide, I'd think, for that hairpin. But Cam's not giving up, though. And it's good to see this inter-battle team rivalry going on between these two for 2 points in the championship. And Jordan is up in 8th place, and he's doing pretty well as well. And so is Trace92 in 7th as well. So we could get possibly a four-way battle here. I
was thinking more of a 4-way horse, Ryan. I think that is probably the greatest quote you've ever come out with in Australia, so we're going to stick with that. It's going to be a 4-way horse for 7th place. Anyway, we're now still on board with Mazy CZ on lap 8, and he's fending off iPro Callum brilliantly, and he puts it up to rich fuel mixture, so he looks like he might try and pull away. As we're now on board with ACR Jordan, who's hounding TraceMe92. Jordan's having a very good race, Ryan. It's lap 8, and he's sticking with Trace. You wouldn't usually expect that.
No, very surprising to see Jordan up here. I think he did say this was probably one of his strongest tracks, and he's gone down that inside, and he's going to get that nicely done. He goes a bit wide. It looked like he was going to get it done, but Jody gets under the inside. If you know who Jody is, it is TraceMe92. And he's coming into the final corner, and Jordan's still sticking with TraceMe92. So, yeah, he's very surprised. It surprised me Jordan has this race so far. And could he be on course for his first points in F1? We'll have to wait and see.
We have to wait and find out, but I think he will be very nervous come the sort of latter stages of this race if he is in the points-paying positions. As it now looks like Fizzy is trying to sneak up the inside of LC, but LC is keeping that inside line beautifully. This is for 12th and 13th place, so neither of them are going to be particularly happy with their performances so far. With Tyranno Tigger, I'm sure even more so in 14th place. It's not going well for him this season, is it?
No, obviously the big one was last week, or last time out in Malaysia, where his wheel, this Fanatic CSR wheel, decided to give up on him, stayed to the left, and just ploughed into a wall and ending his race. And yeah, after the instance we've had of this race so far with him, yeah, it's not going well for him this season. He has to bounce back though, try and at least get a point if he can, to really have any chance of really keeping up with Noble in this championship. If Noble consistently stays with no reliability issues, no incidents with his wheel or anything like that, Tigger just needs to bounce back big if he's got any chance of winning the championship.
Yeah, Noble's looking strong for the championship already, and it's only round 3. This is depressing for the rest of the ARL drivers in F1, as LC goes very defensive on thin air, it looks like there, because Fizzy is nowhere near him at the moment going down the straight, but now he is closing in massively. Look at the speed differences between the two. Looks like LC may have been in lean for that, as Jordan looks like he's run wide. He's lost off the back of TraceMe92, and now Mazy is within his clutches.
Yeah, as we come... Yeah, sorry, Matt. Mazy's coming on the main straight, and we've got a few people in the pit lane. So, Jody, what laps are we going to see people in? Obviously, we've got people coming in now. So, what range are we going to see people coming in to change onto the prime tyres?
Well, round about now, because this is one of the hardest tracks on the tyres. The traction really goes around lap 8, 9, 10. So they're all coming in now. The ones on the primes will be probably coming in around lap 17, 18, 19 to get on the options.
Okay, that's an interesting insight, Jody. So what do you think the differences between the two tyres are?
I think it's a fairly substantial difference around here, actually. You're probably going to gain maybe 6-7 tenths a lap. So, yeah, it's very. If you're up there when you pit on primes, you've got a very good chance of overtaking a few people when you pit for your options.
Thank you for that, Jody. So now we're back on board with Contadins in 8th place. I don't think he's pitted yet, though, so he may well be looking... Oh, he's looking at the inside of Jordan, and then Jordan just dives straight into the pit, so that could have ended in tears if those two had tried to turn into that last corner, Ryan.
Oh, that would have been horrible to see. But there's going to be a battle between Mazy and ACR Jordan as we're going into the pit lane. Jody takes through it.
Yeah, he's going to be very nervous. The Ferrari boys ruin his race because he's in the points at the moment, is Jordan, and Mazy's coming out just ahead of him. So he's in 11th at the moment, but he's got a few people to pit and he'll be back in the points, so he's just got to get on with it from here.
Yeah, so now Jordan is out of the points, although you have mentioned that a few people ahead still are yet to pit, so he may well get those single few points for a little while at least. As Noble, now the race leader, absolutely dominating out in front once again, comes into the pits, takes it very easily indeed. You don't want to be doing a Lewis Hamilton and ditching yourself in the gravel. And he's now coming in the pits, Jody. How's it going?
It's looking good. He's just coming towards me now, and it's just going to be I'm going to be a sub 3-second pit stop. These boys practice thousands of times a year, and we're going to see what it's going to be. It is 2.9, absolutely perfect. He's got a clear lead, and it looks like nothing can go wrong at this point.
Yeah,
Nothing can go wrong, but then again, there's 16 laps to go, so anything can happen, Ryan.
Yeah, I just want to say Ricky's in the pits as well. So what's he going to get here? Yep, 2.9 again. Good pit stop from Caterham. And we also saw Fizzy in the pits as well. And tiny bit of a corner coming out of the white line there, but the rules do state in the ARL that you can, unless a car is coming towards turn 1. As we got Fizzy in the pits, and there's a 5.4. So was there a mistake in the pit stop, Jody, or was it a
No, he had to change a wing from the first corner incident that took about 4 cars out, including Raven, that made him quit.
Oh, thank you very much for that, Jody. And so we're now on board with Ricky C, defending hard from TRL Limitless. And he's going up into Rick's fuel mixture as Limitless is now looking around the outside, going to this long left-hander. That is going to be impressive if he pulls that off, and he hasn't. If he's going to be sensible about it, he's going to wait until the DRS zone and then take him there. As now Mazy, in the same situation as Limitless, is now following TraceMe92, and I think he'll be waiting for the DRS as well. What do you think, Ryan?
Definitely, it's the obvious tactic for the drivers behind the car in front, and with the long straight as well, you can get a very good exit. Used all your curves just about halfway through the long snail section coming out. As we're coming towards it now, you'll probably see Mazy using his curves right about now, as he does, and he will get into that slipstream of TraceMe92. Only he's gone a bit wide there, Mazy, so he will lose a bit of speed coming to the straight, but he will get it back straight away using that DRS. And is he catching up? He is, slowly. Probably TraceMe's just about to reach his limit, but Mazy gets that done. Inside line, up into 8th place.
Mazy, the dive-bombing king, straight up the inside of TraceMe92 into that hairpin. Kamui Kobayashi'd him, he did. But anyway, it looks like he actually... It was very interesting to see going around that long right-hander before the massive straight. The amount of understeer he had as xMattyG sets the fastest lap of the race. I think he is now up into 2nd place as far as I'm aware, and he is now just trying to pull away from Big Shot Player and people like that who are right behind him.
Yep, Mazy, along with TraceMe92, has got someone else in the mix, and Mazy's pulled away. So I wonder what happened there. I did see 2 mark arrows behind Mazy, so we'll have to find out who is behind TraceMe92. I believe it's Tigger, I think. As we're back on board, is it Matt?
I'm pretty sure Tigger is not that far field as yet, because obviously that incident that he had on the first lap, I think, and the second lap with TRL Limitless. Was it the second lap, or I don't know? But it was pretty early on in the race anyway. And no, I think Tigger's well down the field at the moment, so I'm not too sure who it was. As we now have Limitless looking up the inside of Ricky C, but Ricky C defending brilliantly and closing the door and very wide. But it looks like from the arrow indicator that Limitless took pretty much exactly the same line. So these two are having a right ding-dong battle.
They certainly are, and Limitless who's in 7th place and Ricky in 6th. And remember, we got the Continents, I think, still in the lead. And remember, he is on a separate strategy to most of these guys, as the Continents started on the prime tyres. And it looks like Limitless now is going to easily pass Ricky C, even before the DRS line there. As we said, the Sauber is overpowered in a straight line, and look at that! Look at the gap he's got already on Ricky C. And bit of I haven't seen that before.
That is very odd. That is the classic TRL glitch that he sometimes brings to these races. For some reason, his rear wheels start to just lock up massive. But for some reason, for everyone else, it looks like the engine in front of them is literally blown up, and it is so distracting for the drivers. So, you know, it's just so annoying for the people following them because they can't see.
I know, and we've got Continents, and I think Noble got past him as he's dropped to 2nd place, and Big Shot is all in a bit of contact there. Who was that? It was with xMattyG. It looked like it could be a bit of a lag, but we've got the Continents coming now into the pits on lap number at the end of 15. Jody, doesn't matter, Jody. As we cut to Fizzy Fan coming towards the final corner. Elsie's gone wide, and looks like Fizzy's going to gain 12th place, which he has. As Jody takes us for his pit stop.
Yeah, I think he's pitted. Oh, he's just about got away with it, but the last few laps he's definitely going to suffer on those option tyres. They will go away from him.
Thank you for that, Jody. And it was just interesting to see, because obviously we don't have the camera angles from the sort of battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th that, you know, the Big Shot and xMattyG were very close indeed, and it seems like there's a little bit of contact between xMattyG and contadins, but as you all know, with the connection issues and things, it's probably, well, it wasn't a massive incident, and I think contadins understood that, you know, these were the leaders and he's not really racing them today. But it was just interesting to see the Big Shot and xMattyG are going at it very hard indeed on lap, that was lap 15 I think we saw, so I'm pretty sure they're still very close together.
Yeah, we've got Fizzy Fan here. He's behind the contadins, who's just pitted for option tyre, so contadins would like to get away from Fizzy, as contadins would like to get into the points, as he's got a car in front as we're going to just come towards the hairpin, as Noble sets a new fastest lap of 35.6. Contadins has gone wide, so Fizzy's still in that slipstream of the contadins, so he could possibly get a move done here if he gets a good exit, which he has, and he's in that slipstream. Is Fizzy going to use some of his curves? I would do it, and he has. He's listened to me very well. As he's coming to, well, I think contadins used a bit of a curves as well. Coming towards turn 1, looks like contadins has gone wide. Fizzy's going to go down that inside, and Fizzy's lost the back end a bit and goes over the curb. Not really ideal, but contadins is lucky to keep that place behind, so he's got a lot of pressure from Fizzy if this is going to be consistent.
Yeah, I think contadins took a very strange line into turn 1, to be honest. Didn't really do himself any favours as he ran wide pretty much from the get-go because of the strange tight line that he took into the corner, which gave Fizzy a little bit of a look, but then Fizzy downshifted too quickly and lost the back end. As we're now on board with the contadins, looking at TraceMe92, this is a few laps later I think, so contadins has absolute pace on those option tyres, and TraceMe92 on the primes seems like he's struggling quite a bit. He's going around the outside. There's surely going to be a bit of contact. There is, but they haven't spun and they're still side by side now, coming towards the first corner. Who's going to do it? I think contadins has used a bit of his curves as well as being on fast fuel mixture, so he's actually done TraceMe92 into the first corner, and it doesn't look like Trace has got any answer for contadins on the fresh options.
Matt, you might have to continue my video as frozen as well.
And I'm going to continue because that's what I'm going to do. The contadins now. Oh, we're now on board with Noble 2909 P1. He is absolutely dominating, as I've said before, and there's been no change since. And he's now into turn 1, and it looks like we might have a bit of an on board with him just to see how well he is driving at the moment. I think xMattyG will be quite disappointed with his performance so far. Obviously he is in second place, but he really did feel that he could fight for the victory today, considering he had quite a bit of pace in qualifying, but decided that he didn't really want to put in his best lap for some reason. I'm not too sure why. But anyway, Noble is now on a purple first sector. He is pushing very hard indeed, coming through this fast left-hander now. And now to the right, he's getting through the middle sector. It's very tricky to keep the time up in this sector. You don't want to be running wide or understeering, which the car definitely wants to do, especially when the primes are so deteriorating during this time of the race. We're now coming towards the middle sector split. He is purple once again. He is now coming towards the long right-hander. The car just wants to step out. You want to get on the power as soon as possible, but the back end is screaming at you, saying, no, I want to be stepping out and flying into the wall. But no, Noble has kept it really well indeed. Flying down the straight now, Ryan. Are you anywhere near?
Yes, is he on the back straight coming towards the hairpin?
Yeah, I'll tell you when we're on 28 minutes 30. He's now braking hard down into the hairpin. First gear, he clips the apex beautifully. Noble 2909, is he going to absolutely smash the fastest lap? We've been privileged to see this entire lap with him. Let's finish it with him. As we're now, sorry, I've forgotten to tell you, Ryan. He now comes over the line. I'll tell you at 29 minutes, Ryan. He now comes over the line and sets a new fastest lap. As we're now on board with the contadins flying down the straight behind ACR Jordan, who is in the points once again. This is brilliant by Jordan, but it looks like he's going to be easy prey for contadins. As Ryan, you better be getting ready, because in 3 seconds I'm going to be telling you to play right now. Ryan, welcome back.
I am back indeed, and it looks like contadins, as you said, maybe tactically Jordan let him through there. Bit of a lock-up though on the front right. But Fizzy coming towards turn 1, he's right on the back of TraceMe92. Trace is going to have a really good last 5 laps with Fizzy, because we know Fizzy is one of the cleanest drivers in F1, I would say, in my opinion, along with TraceMe92 as well. So these two are going to have a really good squabble for only 11th place, not in the points, but they're not out of it yet, because you can see on them just there. I'd probably say ACR Jordan's about 2.5 to 3 seconds, Matt, would you say?
Yeah, I'd say it's about there, but I mean, I think Trace is going to be absolutely devastated with his performance, because obviously, well, I have some inside knowledge that he actually had to race on a completely different wheel because he was staying at, well, he wasn't staying because this is real life, but basically he had a different wheel that he had to race with on the Mad Cats, in fact, and he lost all the pace. Sort of during the week, he had ridiculous pace on the Fanatec CSR, and he was looking for a good top 5. But now, unfortunately, having to race on the Mad Cats, he's in 11th place, and he looks like he's going to fall prey to FizzyFan91, who has Kurz, and he is in fast fuel mixture, flying down the straight now. He's going to get DRS any time now. He's going to open it right about now, and he's probably going to be flying up the inside of Trace, do you think?
Possibly. Trace is going down that the right-hand side, which is really a defending move, but Fizzy's going to try and go around the outside. But Jody's got that inside line, and he's still got the place, but Fizzy has the advantage coming to this final corner, and he gets that move done down that inside.
Beautiful.
Beautiful move. He knew he was coming, gave him a bit of space, and he got the move done. A brilliant move there from Fizzy.
Looks like Trace may have lost his back end a little bit out of the hairpin. It seemed like his acceleration was really poor, so I'm not too sure if his tyres are going off a little bit, but you wouldn't think so, considering he started last and would have had fresh tyres for the start of the race. But, I mean, Fizzy's going to be disappointed once again, isn't he, Ryan? Because, you know, he got taken out on lap 1 once again, and he's going to have to be thinking, what does he have to do to get a good result?
I know, and it looks like he's going to get taken by Tigger, who's coming through the field. You could still get a point, Tigger. He's only 2 seconds behind, but yeah, if it wasn't for that incident that Fizzy was caught up in, he would be probably 7th or 6th place, I would say, challenging for them. But he has to take it, he has to move on from it, and probably progress to the next race, which will be in Bahrain next week. As we're on board with Ricky coming towards the hairpin, and once again we see the limitless glitch, I like to call it. But he's not that far. Limitless could get 5th. Not Limitless, so Ricky could get 5th. If Limitless is, I think it's Randy in front of him. They could have.
Yeah, I think there's xMattyG in 2nd, who has a little bit of a gap to Big Shot. I'd say about a 2nd. And then you have Big Shot, Randy and TRL Limitless all fighting for those podium positions. But unfortunately we don't have any onboard view apart from with Ricky C. As we're now coming down the straight, the Contadins going up the inside of Pro X Callum, up into 8th place on his option tyres. And it seems like he's still pretty much keeping it together. Jody, you said that his tyres will be probably deteriorating by now. What do you think? Has he sort of saved his tyres throughout the race?
I'm not really sure. I mean, driving style just must be really smooth and solid, and you know, he's just kept them going. And I was thinking more from the start of the race when you've done a few laps on them, so 12 laps on fresh ones, you'd be okay. So that's probably my bad.
Thank you very much for that insight, Jody. And now we're on board with Ricky C once again in 6th place. Looks like he is going to be a little bit too far behind to get Limitless and the parent, and I think there's 2 other cars in front of him. As we're now actually on the last lap, this video has flown by, Ryan.
Certainly has, and look, could Limitless get past Randy here at some point? And Ricky's got to be careful. He is on optimal fuel as Noble comes around the final corner and is really going to take a comfortable victory. He starts weaving to the crowd, and he takes the win here in Shanghai. And really a Vettel-esque style race for him there, Matt.
Yeah, Noble absolutely dominated the field once again. Obviously, incidents and things like that down the field did not help the likes of xMattyG, Tigger, Cody, etc. As we now have Ricky C coming home in 6th place. I think xMattyG came home in 2nd with Big Shot 3rd, Randy 4th and Limitless 5th. And as you can actually see, xMattyG is 6th now, but that's because of a penalty with the collision with Tigger. But we'll talk to you about that in the results. As Mazy comes home in 7th, Contadins in 8th. We have Callum, I think 9th is that, Jordan 10th, and FizzyFan home in 12th. That's disappointing for him. Noble won again. Can anyone stop him this season, Ryan?
I really hope so, because he's pulling away from the championship. As we've got the class of our results, Matt, you got to take us through it.
Yeah, so Noble 2909 took the victory, 14 seconds ahead of xMattyG 2nd place, who did his penalty removed. We then had Big Shot taking the final podium place in 3rd, with Randy McScrandy just missing out, and Limitless as well in 4th and 5th. Rich C coming home in a very strong 6th place. He's had a great few last races. 7th place, Mazy CZ with Contadins in 8th place. Pro X Callum 9th with ACR Jordan taking his first point in F1. He is going to be ecstatic. Serrano Tigger 11th, unfortunate for him. 12th, FizzyFan91. Trace Me 92 in 13th with LC Speed Demon in 14th, with Raven and Ryan not finishing.
Yep, and sadly Ryan did get disconnected just before the start, which is a real disappointment for him. And hopefully he can bounce back in Bahrain. So with the Drivers' Championship, as you can tell, Noble 3 from 3, 75 points. He's got a 32-point gap ahead of Big Shot. MattyG's in 3rd. There's only 5 points off Big Shot, so it could be a 1-2 for the Toro Rosso boys. You never know. Randy's in 4th with Limitless in 5th. Rich C in 6th with Brave in 7th, and I've just missed that. So we've got the other half of the table. Tracy92 is in 9th, Contadins in 10th, Ryan's in 11th, even though he got disconnected. Tigger in 12th, Callum's up to 13th with Jordan in 14th. Philly fans still yet to get a point, and LC completing the whole field in 16th. Matt Tiggs for the constructors.
So the Toro Rosso boys are dominating at the front of the field with over 100 points already, and it's only round 3. So they're looking very strong indeed with Williams, McLaren, Sauber. Very close indeed, and then there's the Caterham, Force India, Ferrari and Marussia, as there's only 8 constructors in this championship. So I want to thank you very much for everyone for watching. I've been Matthew Gallagher.
I've been Ryan Lettermore.
And we'll see you next week for Bahrain.